Hello, everyone. So, thanks to a message sent by one of my subscribers, Sean M. Shout out to you, Sean. You the man. I was informed about a similar situation to the one we discussed on Monday. Now, I know I'm not a huge fan of this topic, but this has less to do with the actual bill, but rather the responses and comments made by the politicians in Virginia who attempted to pass this legislation. So let's get into why Virginia politicians are in trouble because of an abortion bill. So firstly, let's take a quick look at Tim Pool's video that Sean linked me.
I'm not one to typically, I've done a few videos about abortion, pro-life, pro-choice, etc. I am pro-choice. I've gone into great details and great lengths as to why I hold that position, but the way I've always explained it is that it's like a reluctant pro-choice, right? I certainly do not agree with aborting babies that have already been born. That's not abortion, that's literally just killing a baby. And you might say, Tim, that's ridiculous. Nobody is advocating for that. They are! If a woman's mental health could be impacted, the doctor believes as much, and the woman wants to, not the health of the baby, not the physical health of the woman, just the mental health of the woman, meaning the baby is presumed to be viable. It is legal for the doctor to say, you're about to give birth, but your mental health could be impacted. Let's abort the baby. But I have a question. How do you abort a baby that's about to be born? That's literally not abortion. That's just killing a baby. And look, if you can deliver the baby and it's alive, that's not an abortion.
Now, I trust a lot of what Tim reports. For the most part, I agree with the objective data he brings forward. So while I did look at the bill, which is linked below, I am going to take what he says in that brief clip as what is true. And sure enough, it turned out to be true. Let's watch as the main sponsor of this bill, Delegate Kathy Tran, speak publicly in a pointed debate with a Republican.
This bill would remove the following statutes: trap or targeted regulations of abortion providers, removing language classifying facilities that perform 5 or more first trimester abortions per month as hospitals. It would repeal Virginia's informed consent mandatory ultrasound and 24-hour delay. It would repeal the requirement that second trimester abortions be performed in a hospital licensed by the State Department of Health. It would repeal the requirement for 2 additional physicians in cases of third trimester abortions.
Delegate Tran.
Yes, sir.
How late in a pregnancy would your bill apply if a physician was simply willing to certify that the continuation of the pregnancy would impair the mental health of the woman? How late are we talking about?
Well, so the way the suggestion that we've made in the bill is to say it's in the third trimester and at the, with the certification of the physician. So
how late in the third trimester would you be able to do that?
It's very unfortunate that our physicians, witnesses, were not able to attend today to speak specifically.
No, I'm talking about your bill. How late in the third trimester could a physician perform an abortion if he indicated it would impair the mental health of the woman?
Or physical health.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking about the mental health.
So, through the third trimester. The third trimester goes all the way up to 40 weeks.
Okay, but to the end of the third trimester.
Yep, I don't think we have a limit in the bill.
So, where it's obvious that a woman is about to give birth, she has physical signs that she is about to give a birth, would that still be a point at which she could request an abortion if she was so certified? She's dilating.
Mr. Chairman, that would be a decision that the doctor, the physician, and the woman would make.
I understand
that.
I'm asking if your bill allows that.
My bill would allow that, yes.
I certainly could have said a week from her due date, and that would have been the same answer, correct?
That it's allowed in the bill, yes.
Yes. And in addition to what you just represented, you do acknowledge that you substantially changed the standard by removing a couple of words here, correct?
From 2 to
substantially
1.
and irremediably.
Like,
I'm sorry, line 80. Line 80.
I'm sorry. Can you just tell me? I think I'm in the right part that you're looking at as well.
Line 80.
Line 80. You are changing the standard under which the
Yeah.
judgment
Yes,
call is made.
I'm aware.
Okay, third trimester born.
For an abortion at any point in the third trimester. You're changing the
I'm
standard.
changing
for
the
that.
standard, yes.
Okay, all right. What type of mental health conditions would you anticipate would be utilized by physicians under these circumstances to determine that a child that is otherwise viable is worthy of an abortion?
You know, I mean, again, I'm not a physician, so I can't make those calls as to when a physician would determine that a woman's mental health where they would be able to certify an abortion at that point.
But the physician wouldn't have to have any specialized training in mental health to make that determination under your bill, right?
Under this bill, no.
Okay.
I left the full video of her comments, including awkward silences, because I want you to have the full context of what people are saying. But as you heard, she's a sponsor of this bill, and she seems to either not have thought of the implications of a third-term abortion that does not have a limit, or she does understand, which is much more sinister. The reason the chairman goes into such great lengths is that the severity of being able to abort a child, a fully viable child, without being able to provide an example of the stipulation of mental health, as proposed by the bill itself, means that a person could theoretically kill a baby that otherwise would have been able to sustain life outside of the mother, which is complete lunacy. Not only does it go against the typical pro-choice argument of if it's in the mother's health interest, no, it completely ignores that. And I get the pro-choice argument. I understand if someone wants to have an abortion. I can understand. I may not agree, but I understand. But when you try to pass a bill like this, it's no wonder they got so much fallout. Let's look at the Richmond Times' reporting on the matter. Virginia Delegate Kathy Tran said Thursday that she misspoke during a legislative hearing earlier this week about a bill that would have loosened restrictions on late-term abortions. Her comments, which were circulated by Republicans and went viral on social media, have sparked death threats and an intense backlash that includes GOP politicians such as President Donald Trump. I wish that I was quicker on my feet, and I wish that I was able to be more agile in that moment, Tran, 41, a first-term Democrat from Fairfax County, said Thursday in a telephone interview. And I misspoke, and I really regret that. I will put in a slight comment. Death threats aren't cool. That's kind of the whole point of the whole pro-life thing. Cut it out. When she was asked by a Republican lawmaker during the hearing whether the bill would allow an abortion to occur when a woman is in labor and about to give birth, Tran said yes. But on Thursday, Tran, a mother of 4, corrected herself. I should have said clearly no, because infanticide is not allowed in Virginia, and what would have happened in that moment would be a live birth. Now, if this is true, I'd be like, all right, fair enough. Bad PR, but like, okay, we're not perfect. Maybe she did misspeak. But then you have this asshole governor, Ralph Northam, throwing a huge wrench into that one in an interview he did. He basically said, I see all the bad press you're getting. Hold my beer. Let's watch.
So in this particular example, if a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. So I think this was really blown out of proportion.
Now, what the fuck did you just say? A baby would be delivered, and then talks would happen between the physicians and the mother? Hopefully the fucking doctor would do his or her job regardless of the mother's wishes, because I feel as if this is not only setting yourself up for a malpractice lawsuit, but a fucking infanticide charge. The Washington Times weighs in by saying, Virginia Republicans on Tuesday killed legislation that would have loosened abortion restrictions after the bill's sponsor admitted it would allow the procedure even after a mother went into labor. A House subcommittee voted 5-3 to table H.R. 2491, called the Repeal Act, with all Republicans voting to table it, and all Democrats voting against. Virginia House Democrats proposed legislation to allow abortions up to just seconds before that precious child takes their first breath, the Virginia House Republicans said on Facebook. Watch for yourself. Thankfully, our strong conservative majority was able to defeat this bill. In a viral video, Democratic delegate Kathy Tran acknowledged Tuesday that her bill would permit abortions at 40 weeks, the end of the third trimester, if deemed necessary to protect her mental or physical health, or that of the mother. It's a bad phrasing. And finally, what of the governor? Because damn, he put his foot in his mouth, didn't he? Well, he held a press conference today to talk about it. CBS News reports Northam said that misinformation had spread about the bill in his comments. Oh, I fucking bet they did. Quote, "We're here to set the record straight. Virginia Democrats are on the side of ensuring women get the health they need," Northam said. Northam also accused Republicans of being uncivil in their response to the bill. "Virginia Democrats know that we're better than that," he said. "These comments that have made the questions that have been asked are nothing more than political points," Northam said about the criticism against him, adding that the majority male legislators in the House of Delegates should not interfere in women's reproductive health choices. You fucking asshole. You are having a press conference about your dumbass comments. Not to save face for the other delegates. They can speak for themselves. You are the one on the public's watch list. You are the one with the bad PR. Speak for your fucking self. Quote, "I regret that those comments have been mischaracterized," Northam said about his comments. Mark Herring, the Democrat Attorney General, also spoke at the event. "Desperation can be ugly, and what we saw yesterday from Republicans was desperate and ugly," Herring said about the Republican response to the bill. He said that claims from Republicans that Northam supports infanticide, quote, "would be laughable if it wasn't such a grotesque idea." A legislator present also said that Republicans had previously introduced anti-abortion bills that shame and bully women. Yo, CBS, fucking article about the governor. I already tweeted at the AG. Let's keep it rolling. I have a video of this press conference. It's very short. It's only a snippet, but it's the only one I could find. So let's see what's said.
Do you regret what you said yesterday or the way you said it?
No, I don't. And Alan, I appreciate the question. I'm a physician. I'm also the governor. But when I'm asked questions, a lot of times it is put in the context of being a physician. Again, realizing how we approach, how we manage patients, how we offer advice and counseling. So no, I don't have any regrets. But I do find that how my comments, I did answer that question. I regret that those comments have been mischaracterized. The personal insults toward me, I really find disgusting. So again, as I said in my comments just earlier, we can agree to disagree, Alan, but let's be civil about it.
You are such a fucking bullshit con artist. That is why I currently love Ben Sasse, senator from Virginia, when he heard about it. The Daily Wire reports on Wednesday, after Virginia Governor Ralph Northam made utterly horrifying remarks about abortion, essentially endorsing infanticide, Senator Ben Sasse, a Republican, a staunch pro-life advocate, tore into him. Quote, "This is morally repugnant," Sasse said of Northam's comments. In just a few years, pro-abortion zealots went from safe, legal, and rare to keep the newborns comfortable while the doctor debates infanticide. I don't care what party you're from. If you can't say that it is wrong to leave babies to die after birth, get the hell out of public office. Now, I couldn't have said it better myself. But that's it for today, guys. Kinda heavy, I know, but I wanted to make up for no stream with Omegon today. Let me know what you guys thought down below. Have a good one, and I'll see y'all soon.